Hello everybody and welcome to another Vintage Cube video. This pack is not good. We have no power, no particularly good blue cards. Porcelain Legionnaire is a very versatile aggressive card. It's great in mono red and mono white, and it also is good in some artifacts decks like with Tellurian Academy. And then of course the other pick would be the Academy. You could also take Arbor Elf, I guess, or maybe Overgrown Tomb, but I think I actually am going to take the Academy. And here's the logic here. This is a very high upside card. When it's good, it's amazing. And if it doesn't look like this is open, we'll just totally abandon it. I think there's like a better than 50% chance we don't play this. But the upside is high enough and that Porcelain Legionnaire is medium enough that I think it is worth it to go for this. And then we'll see if it's open. See, like here, if we really wanted to go hard for the Tellurian Academy plan, we could take Solemn. But, well, actually, this pack is also terrible. Wow. These packs have been so bad. Yeah, I don't think a single card in this pack is very good at all. I mean, Leonin Relic Warder is good in aggro, and Grim Lavamancer is good in mono red, I guess. But, every other card isn't even good in the deck it's supposed to be played in. Like, Dark Pyretic, yeah. These cards are all very, very weak. Yeah, I think we do take the Solemn then, unhappily. Okay, well, if we want to try and do artifacts, this is very, very good for the deck. We can ramp into it, and it's a good finisher, great with Tinker, and then also very good with the Academy. That you can just make so much mana if you have this. Honestly, I think Leonin Relic Warder, Phyrexian, the Relic Warder and the Legionnaire and Gideon would be a better start than this, but I think this is probably solid here. Yeah, if all the white cards come around, we can pivot into that, but I think I like taking the Battle Ball. Not much for us here. Even if we were playing white aggro, there wouldn't be much for us. This is another just bad pack. Very strange. We could take Spellseeker. It doesn't help us yet, but it could. We could take High Tide. Getting a late High Tide is a bit of a sign. Although fourth pick isn't that late. No, we should... I don't think that's the right pick. Although, what else are we even taking? Spellseeker is pretty bad. I don't think we're taking Smokestack. I mean, maybe if it wheeled, we would play it. It's good with Battle Ball, but not good in general. Could just take a Board Sweeper. I guess I'll take the High Tide, again, speculatively. This is not a great start at all, though. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is. We'll see how open things are. There's Mystical Tutor, which is very good if we get the Tinker. And it can also find High Tide if we end up going in that direction. Kozilek is okay. Tezzeret's okay. A lot of green stuff in this pack. If we were on the white aggro plan, we'd take Armageddon here, but I think we take the Mystical Tutor. Okay, Turnabout. All right, I think we actually have our direction now. Let's do Storm. Take Turnabout, try and wheel the Baral. Memory Jar could be good too. It looks like this is open. Yeah, we'll take this. We might not end up playing the Academy, but we have High Tide Turnabout. That's pretty good. There's the Palinchron. Honestly, I think I prefer just take Inspired Idea, though. We don't have much card draw at the moment. This is really good card draw. Palinchron does go infinite with High Tide, although it could be the last pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this could be the last pick. Progenitus is probably more likely, or maybe Vindicate. But yeah, let's take the Inspired Idea. I like having a little bit of card draw here. Now we have, well, actually, Orzhov Signet's a pretty good pickup. Yeah, this is a good pickup. Revoker's fine. Mirari's Wake is interesting, but this is, if we do end up playing Tellurian Academy, which isn't necessarily the case, but the best case scenario would be we find Tinker, get a couple cheap artifacts, and then get Bolus a Citadel. That's very, very good in Storm. So just getting a cheap artifact that also helps us to accelerate is nice. Now we get our first true brick of a pack. No artifacts, no blue cards, no Storm cards at all. I think we take the Necromancy in case we get Grizzlebrand. We also do have the Battle Sphere. So, we get Frantic Search, stuff like that. Then we could potentially have that as a side game plan. All right, no really late pickups, unfortunately, but that's pretty common for these sorts of decks because both blue cards and artifacts are in high demand by most players, which is part of the reason why I think Storm is tough. If it's open, it's good, but it's because the cards that you want are also good in other decks, it's just hard to get them all. What do we take here? I think Ravages of War. Yeah, let's take the Ravagers. There's a world where we get a lot of artifacts and that becomes good. I think the other cards are never, ever good. Wheel of Misfortune is not a Storm card. Let's take the Chupacabra. We could still pivot to just blue-black control, potentially. I I don't think Ludovic is very good, but I don't think we're playing any of these other cards. Okay. Ooh, Memory Jar actually is very good, though. And then last pick Progenitus, no surprise there. Getting a last pick Memory Jar is great. So this is a pretty solid start for Storm, I think. Yeah, we need a few more untapped things like Frantic Search and, oh, wow. All right, I mean, deal. Mana Drain is amazing, and it's particularly good in this deck. We have all these uses of a lot of colorless mana. Thran Dynamo, Everflowing Chalice, a lot of good stuff for us here. But, I mean, yeah, we're taking Ancestral. No chance Mana Drain comes around, tragically, but cannot complain. Now we get Bribery or Chart a Course. Chart a Course is more synergistic with our Storm game plan, but Bribery can just win the game on its own. Honestly, I think Bribery is the pick here. Yeah, Chart a Course is good. There's also is Tendrils if we end up like going full Storm, but hopefully that would come around if we're doing full Storm. Let's just take the Bribery here. Okay, interesting. I mean, tons of artifact stuff here. But I think we just want to take the Dimir Signet. Yeah, this seems really good, especially since we just got some card draw and then a 5-drop. Both of those play very well with cheap mana acceleration. Now we have a very tough decision. Ashiok is great if we are playing blue-black. We could also just, actually, then we could take Wishclaw Talisman. It is a cheap artifact. The problem is we have no fixing for black. There's also Sundering Titan if we're just doing like big artifacts, but I don't think that's where we want to be. Part of me wants to just take the Ashiok, although this isn't the best Ashiok deck. We can't really protect it. I don't think we're really a Riftwing Cloudscape deck either, though. Yeah, let's just take the Ashiok. I'm not thrilled about this pick. This isn't a good Ashiok deck compared to most, but I think it's a fine pickup still. Now there's Dark Confidant is excellent if we're playing blue-black. And then there's also 3 Signets if we just want more artifacts. And honestly, we probably should just take the black Signet here. Yeah, let's take that. If we have Tolarian Academy, we're going to want as many Signets as we can get. Now we get... pretty bad pack for us. I think we take Unburial Rites. I can't really imagine us playing any of these other cards. I mean, maybe Hymn to Torok if we end up like actually just blue-black. I guess I'll take that. Yeah, that's possible that we want to do that. We have Turnabout and High Tide, but we don't have that many other Storm cards, really. We have a lot of artifacts. Yeah, we're probably not doing Storm at this point, actually. So we take Duress or just Tassiger. No, I think Duress is actually pretty good. Let's take that. All right, yeah, I think we actually are just playing blue-black control now. That like we're not really getting there with the Storm stuff. We have some mana and some card draw, but we don't have enough, I think. Yeah, we're not playing High Tide now. So, I mean, it's still possible we could bring that stuff back in, but I think it's unlikely. I think we just take the control magic here. Yeah, this is like decent blue-black control deck. It's not amazing because we sort of, first of all, the color combination isn't perfectly open, and then second of all, we spent a couple picks on some stuff we're not going to end up playing. Ooh, well, here there's Thran Dynamo if we want to go big mana and really lean into the Mer Battlesphere. Also Chalice if we want cheaper mana, and then some fixing. Dynamo is honest. I think Everflowing Chalice is probably better than Dynamo. If you have 4 mana, Chalice is just 1 worse. Like Thran Dynamo makes 3, this makes 2. And then this is way better at other stages of the game. Gilded Lotus versus Fallen Shinobi. We don't have many creatures at all for the Shinobi. I don't think we can really play it, unfortunately. Let's take this. We have a ton of mana. Oh, wow. Do we take... Which one of these two do we take, actually? They're both so good. I think we take the Portal, even though Workshop would be excellent. Maybe that's wrong. We don't have that much card draw. I guess we have Mystical Tutor, Inspired Idea. Yeah, let's take the Workshop, actually. I think that's the right pick. Now we take this. Dark Confidant Wield, excellent. All right. We'll see how much black we're playing. It depends. I mean, if we get Tinker and some like good proactive elements, then we could just go mono blue potentially. Oh wow. Watergrave, Time Spiral, and Mox Jet are all really, really good for us. I mean, we can't pass the Mox though. We got to just take this. think so, yeah. If Time Spiral somehow comes around, I'll be thrilled. And that is possible. But I don't really... I mean, if we were playing Storm, I would take the Time Spiral. But we just... Like, we didn't get the... Yeah, I think Brain... I don't know if Brain Freeze is gone, but Tendrils is definitely gone. I think we just want to take the Mox here. And then get, like... We didn't get the Sunring Titan either. But if we get one or two more win conditions, then... or, like, top-end pieces, this could be really good. There's the Frantic Search, Worm Coil, and the Bolus's Citadel. And Ballista. Wow, a lot of good stuff. I think we take the Ballista, actually. This is a good payoff for having a ton of mana, and it's also a way to deal with creatures, which we don't really have right now. I mean, yeah, we could be just trying to really grind Storm if we'd taken Tendrils early. Yeah, I mean, that was one direction. But I think that I don't want to fight people for Storm. It needs to be totally open for me to want to play it. Ooh, now we have Upheaval, Toxic Deluge, and Preordain, and even Basalt Monolith. I love Preordain, but I think we take the Upheaval here. Yeah, I'll take this. This card is insanely good, and we have the Mystical Tutor to find it. Now, do we take Emrakul? There's also Koldath the Forge Master, but I think that's a little too deep. And I do want some more top end. So yeah, Emrakul is a pretty great pickup. I think at this point, we're hoping to be mono blue. At least in the main deck. In which case, High Tide Turnabout are actually playable just as like ramp spells. Okay, Relic. There's also Balance, which is quite good. And Grave Titan if we need more top end. But we want cheap artifacts for the Academy. Tezzeret didn't come around too. There's a lot of cards that I would have expected to wield that haven't. But let's take the Relic. I really like having Relic with Tezzeret to search up and just have it be like cheap card draw. What do we have for card draw? Inspired Idea, Memory Jar, and then like Mystical Tutor, Ancestral. I guess 4 spells is fine. Oh, Emry versus Ugin. That's very tough. Either one would be very good for us. We have a lot of top end. Ugin is some of the best top end, though. Honestly, I think we need the Ugin here. Yeah, I think this card's going to be better for us than Emry. It's very close. There's also a slim chance Emry comes around, because we have a lot of the artifacts. But this pack is pretty bad. There's a lot of cards that I would expect to wheel. Both of these are not very strong. Yawgmoth often goes pretty late. Desperate Ritual. But let's take the Ugin here. Sorry, Emry. I really do like Emry, but this is one of the absolute best top-end pieces we could get. Now, nothing for us here. I guess Ophiomancer. Is Gearhulk good for us at all? It can flashback Ancestral Recall. It can flashback Turnabout and High Tide, I guess. But I think I'd rather have the Dig. Yeah, I'll take the Dig. Alright, not playing any of these. Wait, we have 4 creatures and none of them work well with Pot at all. I mean, it doesn't matter, whatever. Rishadan Port, actually good pickup. We never got the Tinker, unfortunately, so we can't play that, but Port is a solid value land. Now we get a late Signet. Okay. I think we're playing that. So we could throw in 14 basic islands, and that's a pretty good deck, I think. 17 lands. We could maybe be 16 lands, but we have so many. Yeah, actually, no. We want to play 17. Yeah. I think, was there something we wanted to wheel? I think there was something that was, like, unlikely to wheel. Oh, Emry. Yeah, that could come around, but unlikely. But this we don't need Emry to make this deck very good. We don't have that much broken mana. We have 1 Mox Jet, which is sweet. But we don't have... Oh, all right. Actually, let's take this. We could side in red just for that in some matchups. Okay, yeah, this was the pack with the Emry, unfortunately. We get the old... Actually, Court of Bounty should never go that late. But I'm going to let it go last pick, this pick. All right, 14 basic islands. We'll call that a deck. It's a lot of mana, but I think we have enough other stuff that's going to be okay. And then we have a lot of top end. Yeah, this deck looks really sweet. We didn't get the Frantic Search on the wheel either, but that's not surprising. 14 basic islands. Best deck ever. I love mono blue artifacts. It's better if you have Soul Ring, but I think this deck is still really strong, especially in some matchups. So I'll see you in round 1. All right, we have our round 1 opponent. Let's Ugin some people. Sadly, we're not going to be Emrying some people, but that's okay. All right, good hand. We can just hardcast Ugin on turn 4. That's game winning against a lot of decks. Hopefully we're playing against green. Volcanic Island. Not the lands we wanted to see with this hand. We have almost no counter magic. I think maybe literally none, so I really hope they're not playing Splinter Twin. We have no interaction at instant speed. What we have is some really good tap-out threats that beat almost any other deck's tap-out threats. So that's what we're hoping to play against. They have a 3-drop here. Teferi. Hopefully not Dak Fade, that would be the worst. Oh, Stone Coil for 3. That's fine. Ugin plus kills that. We could also just control... Actually, yeah, let's just play Control Magic. Nice tempo play. Now we're ahead on board instead of them being ahead on board, and they have to respond to us. And then if they play like a Planeswalker, if they go like Gideon... Well, actually, I guess if we -4, then we do take out our own Control Magic. That would be a little bit awkward. But yeah, I think playing Mind Control or Control Magic there is a good play. Good use of mana. We can either go for Ugin next turn or... Okay, they just Lightning Strike. So clean 2 for 1 for us. That's good. Do we want to just jam Ugin? I don't think so. I think I'd rather jam Emrakul the Promised End early and try and get rid of their answer. So we'll just play the Walking Ballista here. If it was between playing Ugin and doing nothing this turn, it'd be very close. And I think it's... Oh, wait, we actually couldn't play Ugin. Yeah, because of the way the Signet works. If the Signet just tapped for an island, we could have played Ugin. But actually, we'd use 1 mana, play the High Tide. We have 3 islands, so we'd have 6 mana plus the black mana. So we actually couldn't have even played Ugin. If we could have, I still think we still should play the Walking Ballista here. But it's an interesting decision. Banefire, okay. Yeah, I mean, this is small ball. If they're trading with it, like, yeah, this is fine. We'll be able to get to Emrakul very soon. Now we have 3 card types in the graveyard. So again, if we... Oh, wait, the High Tide will make it cost 1 less, actually. So, play Island. We could go High Tide. Then we have 4 islands. That makes 8 mana, 9. Emrakul would cost 9. So we can just play the Emrakul here. I think that's got to be correct. They're so low on life. We can also just hardcast Ugin soon. We have 6 mana. Then if we draw land, we can play Ugin on turn 6, or on turn 7. So let's go High Tide. Even if they have Daze or Force of Will, we get to take their turn, and then they, like, hopefully they won't have those things. Turn 5, Emrakul. Pretty good. Having played, like, relevant things the prior 2 turns. Okay, their hand, they don't have any answers. There's not... Oh, wait. Phantasmal Image is actually a huge problem. They do have an answer. How do we beat that? We can't play it here. That doesn't do anything. We can't mess up their lands in any way. I mean, I guess we could just play Snapcaster and play Banefire for 0 if we want to play a card at all. But I think we just... this sucks. The fact they have Phantasmal Image and there's no way we can't, like... If they had a blue source, we could play Snapcaster and then copy the Snapcaster. But now they're just going to get the Phantasmal Image down. After that, though, what do they have? Like, maybe we can just win anyways, but if we draw land and just get to Ugin and kill their thing. Mystic Confluence can't bounce our thing. Chandra can't kill it. Snapcaster doesn't do much. Yeah, we just pass here. This is unfortunate, though. It actually helps them that we gave them an extra turn. All it does is just give them an extra draw. We still have a 13-13 down, but against that hand, it would have been way better to play Ugin. I should have a screenshot of their hand. What do they have? Chandra. Snap. Stowaway. Confluence. And what up here? I actually forget what the last card was, but we draw our land. I think we're fine. We play our Signet. Next turn we get to play Ugin. They don't have a spell. Oh wait, actually they did draw. Oh no, if they draw another untapped land, they could hold up Mystic Confluence, but they're probably gonna play Chandra here. Actually no, if they hit land, they probably would just hold up the Confluence. Oh, if they just draw land into land, that would be very unfortunate. If we get to target their Emrakul with 1 Ugin plus, I think we win the game. Alright, they're tapping mana on their turn. This is a good sign. They Play the stowaway. Pass. Gilded Lotus, not really a good draw, but I think it's fine. I think the only spell we'll need for this game is this Ugin. Yes! So because this is Phantasmal Image, it gets sacrificed now. We hit them down to 4. And they don't have any in their hand any way to deal with this. And we still just have Ugin, so even if they somehow deal with the Emrakul, they're going to have to deal with the Ugin very quickly as well. Hopefully they are light on counter magic and it wasn't just this game. They hit us for 1, trying to draw something. They could play like Elspeth Conquers Death, Wrath of God. Phyrexian Metamorph would do it too. Oh, Consecrated Sphinx. Right, that was the 6-drop that I was thinking of, not Upheaval. It's gone now. Play Mox. Okay, so they do have 5 mana. Confluence doesn't do it, though. It needs to be one of the cards that we don't know about. Hopefully this is just Chandra. All right, they concede. Sweet. So we take down game 1 against Jeskai Control. Their deck looks pretty good, but not great against us. Their burn spells don't really line up well against our threats. Do we want to bring in Ashiok? It would be very good, but I think like High Tide sort of won us that game. Having this mana base is going to be nice, I think. We could honestly cut the Port for another island, potentially, but I think I'll run like this. Port is better on the play, but still good enough on the draw, probably. I really like that we didn't see much counter magic. Our deck is pretty soft to counter magic. Emrakul is decent against it, but all of our other threats are just like really expensive and sorcery speed and die to miscalculation most of the time. I think I'm going to keep this hand. It doesn't really do much. I wouldn't keep this against like an aggressive deck, but in a matchup where I think we'll probably have time, just being able to set up and like develop our mana in the early turns is the key. Although now they play Mother of Runes. That was not expected. Ugin is good against Mother of Runes, but the card is good against our deck. Oh wait, no, sorry. This card is not good against our deck, but the strategy of being aggressive is good against our deck, and that's most commonly played in that context. We have a nice answer to it, though. Not going to play it this turn. Next turn, we can play Ballista for 2 and kill the Mother of Runes, and she can't give protection from colorless. So it's one of the good ways to get around this card. Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. It's a decent draw. We'll see if they're making 1/1s here. I'd much prefer to see them just filtering through lands. Okay. They should be attacking with Mother of Runes here. Everflowing Chalice. Okay, let's actually take a turn off and do that. That seems worth it. This for 2. And then next turn we can play Ballista. We'll have 7 mana. So we can play 3/3 Ballista. Kill the Mother of Runes and still block the elementals. Then soon we'll be able to just play Dig Through Time almost for 8 mana, and that's fine. This is the first damage we're taking. Still very healthy 16. They do have burn, so we want to preserve our life total somewhat, but 16 is fine. Alright, Control Magic is not going to work as long as they have Mother of Runes, but hopefully this Ballista can resolve. So we're just going to pass, and then there's no need to kill Mother of Runes now. We can just, if they do anything to the Ballista, we'll certainly kill the Mother of Runes and the 2 tokens. Okay, yeah, this is fine. kill this. Then they'll tap to give one of these protection, and in response we'll kill that, and then the other. I think I'd rather them have the Seasoned Pyromancer in play than have two 1/1s, especially because they can exile this to get two more 1/1s. Okay, this doesn't work how our opponent thinks it does. Protection from red, but it still dies. Most damage like this is red, but not Walking Ballista. Kill that. Kill that. Solid 2.5 for 1. Yeah, our opponent's right. Well, Giver of Runes wouldn't work there either because you can't give yourself protection from... Giver of Runes can't give herself protection, but still... Yeah, we get there. So now we could Control Magic this, but it seems better to just play Dig Through Time, probably. We have 2, 3. Yeah, we can just hardcast the Dig. We'll pass. And I think I'm not going to play around Daze. Keeping the artifact and the creature card types in the graveyard is pretty good for Emrakul. It's like 2 lands, basically, to leave that in the graveyard. Although at the same time, can we just hardcast Emrakul either way? Turnabout generates 2 mana. That would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe we should just play around Daze then, because I don't think we ever need this in the graveyard. We'll see what they do, though. Consecrated Sphinx. Okay. That's a good one. We still play Dig Through Time here. And then we can play Mind Control Magic to steal that, but they are going to get 2 cards off of it, which I don't love. Play the Dig. Grab. Okay, these are insane. Let's get Ancestral Recall and Emrakul. Then they get their 1 turn. Ugin. Oh, wow, that's a good draw, too. Maybe we just do that. Ugin minus. No, let's still Control Magic here. So go Island. Control Magic. Honestly, let's turn about their lands here. Yeah, this seems great. Control Magic this. Then Ancestral Recall ourselves. And then go for the Upkeep Turnabout. Turnabout's a very versatile card. I think I underrate this card, honestly. It's still not a card you want to play in most control decks, but this seems pretty good. Opponent says could have drawn 9. Oh, yeah, that's true. I could have targeted them and drawn... Yeah, that's not correct here, but I... Yeah. So they do that. Do we still want to turn about their lands? I think so. This way we can basically guarantee we get to play Emrakul on a good board for it. Unless, if they counter the turnabout, that's fine. There's for discovery. Okay. So we get to draw a cool 6 cards. I think I'm saying yes to all of this. If we can find High Tide, then we... Oh, Tolarian Academy, that's a good one. There's the High Tide. Land. Tap. Alright, this is just a... Yeah, this is obscene. We can play a bunch of Cygnus, then play Academy. Play High Tide. Another Signet. Okay, so let's go make some mana. Play Signet. Play Signet. Academy. I mean, playing another Signet is free here, right? No, actually, we want to play High Tide before we tap any islands. Okay, let's play High Tide. We don't need to play the Signet. That's fine. How much mana do we have? 15. Emrakul costs 9. So I think we just play... Wait, no, we have 16 mana. So we can play Bribery and Emrakul and... Actually, Bribery even makes Emrakul cost 1 less. Okay, let's do this one thing at a time. So Bribery you. Not much, okay. We can get Snapcaster and Flashback time or Flashback Turnabout though. Yeah, let's do that. This is sweet. Snapcaster Mage, target Turnabout. Then we'll go Turnabout ourselves. Land, untap. Play Signet for free. Tap all this mana. That's 23. We play Ugin. Oh yeah, this is sweet. Ugin, Emrakul. We could just card cast the big Emrakul. And then we'll play Mystical Tutor, just because we can. Grab Upheaval. We'll kill your Pyromancer and pass turn. That is a pretty nice turn there. We get to take control of their next turn. Okay, they have an out, and that's Zealous Conscript, so we'll make sure that doesn't happen. Play Stone Coil for 0. We can play Direfleet Daredevil and Mystical Tutor to put something bad on top. Let's go Zealous Conscripts. Untap a land. Then Direfleet Daredevil. Excelling Mystical Tutor. Mystical Tutor for a card that does not win, like Remand. No, Remand they can cantrip, actually. I guess we take this. Then we tack in with this and kill it. All right. Pretty tough for them to win from this position, especially when we know what they're drawing. They can blow up our Everflowing Chalice, but I think we'll be okay. They have Lightning Strike, Suspicious Stowaway, and Wear Tear. That's fine. Then they probably play Suspicious Stowaway. Although we can just -2 the Ugin. Lightning Strike their face. All right, I like it. Pretty good start. This deck seems sweet. I'll see you in round 2. All right, we have our round 2 opponent. Win the die roll. That's a good start. This hand is close. I think it is a keep. Actually, I think it's a keep on the strength of the port, actually. That can be a really good play to hold down the fort and wait until we can draw some artifacts to ramp into. So we play this. Port isn't as good on turn 1. They can play the land and tap it immediately, but if they have like a Spell Pierce or something, then we can prevent them from doing that. Okay, Birds of Paradise is not... Well, actually, it's good against our hand and this game. It'll probably be good against us this game, but it's very bad against Ugin. Okay, that was a great draw. Let's go Chalice for 2. And then we can tap their land in their upkeep, and they'll only have 2 mana. The next turn we can play Inspired Idea if we want to. Sort of funny that we have no blue sources in play, even though all of our lands except for these 2 in our deck add blue. But I don't think we're going to be constrained on blue sources. We're not playing stuff like Mana Drain or Cryptic Command. I guess we could draw like something off the... well, we can't cleave the Inspired Idea. We don't have that much mana for non-artifacts. But I think we are still going to play the Inspired Idea if we don't draw something else, and we're likely to draw into at least one artifact that we can play off the factory, and then or the workshop, and then we're only discarding one card to hand size. Sylvan Library. Okay, that's some good card draw because we're not pressuring their life total much, but it probably will mean Emrakul wins in one swing. Okay, I think we go for this. If we draw nothing we can play, it will be annoying because we'll have to discard 2 cards to hand size, but I think it's worth it to try and make a move here. Okay, we do draw some stuff we can play. Yeah, we draw some good ones. So we'll play this. In the past, discard 1 island to hand size, but that's totally fine. Let's make sure we have this stop. Yeah. Well, is there any instant thing? Maybe we do it after their draw step. No, let's just do it in their upkeep. Yeah. So we pass. Discard this island. Tap a forest and pass turn. And now next turn, how much mana do we have? Chalarian Academy taps for 3. So we'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Emrakul costs 11 currently, so we can't play the Emrakul. But if we draw a piece of artifact mana, that would add 2 mana, because this was previously not doing anything for us, and it'll be like the Signet mana plus the Academy. So if we draw a cheap artifact, or if we draw a mana-producing artifact, then we can play Emrakul next turn. Otherwise, we'll have to wait a bit, but we have a lot of live draws. So we actually want them to pay 8 life here. They probably will. I mean, they should from their information set. Only 4. Okay, so Emrakul does not win in one swing. They just pass. Take your time. Okay, let's just play that. We have enough, right? Yeah, we definitely have enough. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can play it and port them. So we port them, then we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So we have to delve away 1 card. I think that's fine. It's still worth it to do the port. And let's port their blue source here. Take them off of any double blue shenanigans. All right. And do we want to exile the Inspired Idea or the Island? Probably Island, because we don't have that many sorceries in the deck, and if we do end up discarding hand size, which is possible, especially if we draw Ancestral, then we will discard another Island. Wall of Roots, okay. This is all still very slow. We can find Ugin potentially off of this and just exile all of their stuff. They do have a counterspell. Okay. Remand. Oh, that was in the beginning of combat, but doesn't really matter. Actually, could have mattered. They could have drawn like a 1-drop, so should have waited to end step there. So we draw. Emrakul costs 12, so I think we cannot play in this turn, no matter what we draw. Well, actually, if we drew Turnabout, we could. Another island. Let's recount. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He costs 12. So let's just pass and port them again. Tapping blue again. We could also do the Dictor Time now to decrease the chances of them hitting Counterspell, because they could have hit it off of their Sylvan Library. Now, let's just go to their end step. They have blue mana floating right now. Wait, we could just kill them with the Sylvan Library thing. If they're on an even multiple of 4, we can kill them with Emrakul. So if they pay down to 8 life here, they would just die. This is a key turn, because we probably should be able to play Emrakul next turn. Uro. Okay, that does gain them some life, but it doesn't impact the board at all. I think that's still pretty good for us. Also, them having more mana in play when we get to take their turn means there's more things we can do to mess them up. I think that probably favors us. Thran Dynamo. Okay. A lot of mana for us to work with here. Doesn't look like they have counter magic now. It would have to be force. Take your time. Okay, no top. Oh, wait, no, we do get the Battle Sphere. That's pretty good. Let's take Battle Sphere Relic to combat the Uro. Relic is also mana neutral with the Academy. So let's go Relic. Land. Can we play Battle Sphere into Emrakul? If we play the Battle Sphere, we tap this, this, and one island or whatever. So we have 2 islands and Tolarian Academy left over. And then the Academy would tap for 9 mana by itself. And we have 2 islands in port. So yeah, we can't port them, but we don't need to port them because we're taking their turn. So let's go for that. 5. Oh, wait. 7 for Battle Sphere. Now, this land alone taps for 9 mana. 10, 11. Emrakul. This seems like a pretty good position for us. We get to take their turn. They have Elish Norn. That's actually pretty good. Oh, they concede. All right, sweet. So, pretty good start. We win. We won our first 3 games playing against Temur mid range. Should be a pretty good matchup if they don't have much counter magic. Do we want to make any changes here? Wrath of God looks pretty good, but I don't want to mess up the High Tide mana base. I mean, honestly, we don't really have a sideboard. Unless we want to add a color, but I think that's rarely going to be correct. Like, Pyroclasm would be good if we could play it, but let's just run it back. Our plan is just to do more powerful things than what they're doing. And Ugin and Upheaval are 2 cards that just, like, no matter how far behind you are, when you play them, you're ahead. If you have enough mana to play them, of course. So our plan is just to develop our mana, draw cards, and find one of those 2 spells. Or Emrakul, I guess. That can have the same effect. All right, this hand is too slow. If it had a Soul Ring, it would be good. If it had a Mishra's Workshop, it would be good as well. But got a mulligan. Okay. Solid hand. Let's keep this and put back the Memory Jar. That's more of a late game card. We want to develop our mana and interact. And that's what these other cards do. Tapped land is very good for us. All right, well, happy we put the Memory Jar at the bottom. We have plenty of top end now. Just got to get the mana going. No play. I think that still favors us. Although, okay, well, drawing back-to-back pieces of top end is not great. If they counter the Signet, we could be in sort of rough shape because then Academy wouldn't tap for mana. Luckily, it does resolve. Hopefully, there's no Dak Faden. If they just tap out for a 3-mana creature that we can control magic, that'd be ideal. Cultivate. Okay, I wish we had a Cultivate. Let's just play Ballista for 2 then. We do need to draw some lands. Nice, that's a good draw. I think we'll hold the Tolarian Academy in the hand for this turn. So they don't know about it. They might have a wasteland. Ballista pass. First pick to Larian Academy really paid off. That's pretty sweet. So we could just play Upheaval next turn, although there's almost no world where we want to do that. But that just means that for any turn for the rest of the game, we'll probably be able to play Upheaval and just wait until the time is right. Okay, that's a pretty good card. Ooh, Threat Dynamo into something is pretty scary. Signet, man, they have more artifacts, or as many artifacts as we do. Ooh, Workshop. Actually, that's not a very good draw here, but it will be a good draw post Upheaval. So let's go land, put a counter on this, and attack for 3. So we have 2, 3, 6 mana. Uro, that's totally fine. Although Uro is pretty good after Upheaval, there's usually a lot of discarding to hand size. I've played an Upheaval Uro deck before that was really sweet. Like, you just play Upheaval and then play a couple mana things, and then the second turn after Upheaval, you play Uro. You have a lot of your lands in hand, and that just is a really strong play. Okay, we may have to Upheaval if they are playing something this big. Hydroid Crisis. Okay, that's totally fine. I think we probably should Upheaval, though. It's not a great Upheaval, but we're pretty far behind now. They have a huge mana and card advantage. They play Probe, okay? They're going to see the Upheaval. And then we just untap. Island, not a good draw, but Upheaval sort of makes everything else irrelevant. We'll shoot them for 2. Play Upheaval. Then play Workshop Signet. Go to discard and pitch 1 island. Wow, that's funny. We have 8 cards now, they have 15. That shows how ahead they were. But now, it's like the game just started over, except we get to go first and have a solid turn 1 play. Birds of Paradise. We will be killing that. So we just go Academy, Ballista for 2 this turn. Almost no matter what. It's possible there's draws that would change that, but I can't really think of one. Then Academy will start tapping for 2 at least. Also, if they do get Uro into play, we have the control magic for it, which would be really sweet. Relic of Progenitus would be one of our best draws here, actually. It would hit the Uro soon, and we could play it for free off of this, and then our Larian Academy would tap for 2. And then 3 post Ballista. It's a very interesting decision when you're discarding post Upheaval. You get to basically like choose your opening hand for a game. Basic Island, terrible draw. Bye-bye, bird. Pass turn. And now next turn we'll have, for non-artifact spells, 2, 3, 4 mana. So we can play Control Magic if they play another mana guy. We could also just put a counter on the Ballista. Is it Signet? Okay. Inspired Idea. Do we want to play that? We're going to have to discard a lot of cards to hand size if we do. And we could just play it with Cleave next turn. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a turn off and just put a counter on this. Hit for 2. Thran Dynamo. Eureka. Well, Ugin might be good against that. Elish Norn. All right. We can control magic Elish Norn. Okay, they can kill the Ugin. All right, let's stop here. I don't want them to be able to kill the control magic. Man. All right, they do get to blow up our Ugin, which is unfortunate, but that means we get to keep our Tolarian Academy. We're done here. Ballista down. Ugin down. But then we get to do some good things. Emrakul the Promised End. Okay, that will be good. We actually don't have that much mana, though. We only have 6 mana, unfortunately. So all we can do is control magic this, or we could play Inspired Idea first and try and hit a land. I think that's actually probably worth it. It's very likely that we hit at least one land here. Or an artifact. Okay, yeah, we get our land. Control magic, steal your Elish Norn. And Elish Norn can block the Woodfall Primus. Although if we block it, then they can actually blow up the control magic. So maybe we don't block, but that's fine. We can just take 4. That's not... Before we were taking a ton of damage, now we're taking 4. That's okay. They do have Uro. If they don't... Oh, no, they do have double blue with the Izzet Signet. But we can play Dig Through... Or can we play Emrakul next turn? We could Mystical Tutor for High Tide and then play Emrakul. Right? Then it would cost... We'd have 6 card types, so it would only cost 7. Right now it does... Oh, okay, they don't attack. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think they should have attacked there. Let's go for the Emrakul. Bribery is good as well, but I think we just want to get the High Tide. High Tide. Emrakul. And it only costs 7, so we're going to have 2 mana left over, and we can play Dig Through Time, which is sort of sweet. Of course, we need to play the Emrakul first, because we need the cards in our graveyard before we cast the Emrakul. He is also a 15/15, as big as the Eon's Torn. Okay, let's take Memory Jar, Mirror Battlesphere. Now we have a good hand. We'll pass turn. And we can we can kill their Woodfall Primus and then use it to kill one of their own things. They have an Emrakul of their own. Hilarious. Okay. Channel. Also hilarious. I think we'll be paying 17 life here. All right, sweet. So we're 4-0. Let's get that trophy. All right, we have our opponent for the finals. Looking for trophy number 41. On the plate, good start. And High Tide Turnabout. I think we keep this, again, on the strength of the port. We just want to put lands into play for a while, and eventually we'll find some top end. Inspired Idea is good card draw, of course. Solemn can get us another island for our combo turn. If our opponent thought this is us, they'll think we're playing Storm and then be very surprised when they just get beat down by, like, Mirror Battlesphere. Basic Island, go. The Vintage Cube Start of Champions. Colonnade, go. Okay. This should probably be a decent matchup unless they have a ton of counter magic, but we can get Emrakul to play through that. Mox Jet, interesting draw. Still just going to tap their land this turn, though. But that does mean we can play Solemn next turn, which I like. No colonnade for you. Wow, opponent is blue-white to the core. Respect. We go Island, Mox, Solemn. Next one we can just play and cleave Inspired Idea potentially. Tolarian Academy would be a great draw here. Ancestral Recall is always a great draw, of course. We haven't drawn that card very much, but we're still doing pretty well. Blade Splicer. All right, we can go over the top of this pretty easily. We're taking 3 turn, but that's not too bad. Control Magic. Interesting. Do we want to just steal their Golem? Honestly, I think I like that. Steal their Golem. They have no tax, and then we can keep on. Then we can go with the port, and then next turn we can cleave Inspired Idea and still port. I think using the port every single turn is going to be really good here, or every single turn we can. So we'll go for the upkeep tap on the Colonnade. Caracas. Okay, that's good to know about. That's okay against Emrakul, but not great. If we can just keep on casting him, we should be able to win. And yeah, actually, this is not that good against our deck, luckily. They might have some combos with it, but there's some decks that this just completely destroys. Adeline. Okay, that's fine. I'm happy we stole this, though. I don't want them to be bringing too many beats. All right, Island, not a bad draw because, or well, we wanted to draw one off of this. And it's fine to draw it here too. Workshop. We can't play anything this turn off of that, but that's a good draw. Those were good draws for next turn. Pass and tap a blue source again. Then I think next turn we play the Battlesphere. We could also go for the High Tide turnabout, but I think I'd rather save that for the turn. We go for the Memory Jar, probably. Swords to Plowshares, Solemn. Okay. This does mean they can attack with Adeline. But only for 1 turn, then we can get the Battlesphere down. They have an Ancestral of their own. Okay, fair enough. We spent 5 mana to draw 3, and then they spent 1. I still think we're ahead, but it just got a lot closer. Those are 2 very good 1-mana spells for them. They can attack with the Adeline. We take 5, kill the 1. Actually, they can attack with the Blade Splicer, too, if they want. They probably won't see that line, I would guess, though. And they might want the Blade Splicer around, too, if they have, like, Restoration Angel type stuff. Okay, level this up twice is fine. Oh, they leave the Caracas up. That's better for us. Ugin. All right, do we just jam that? We can't jam it this turn, but we can. Or, well, we could. We could just go for a High Tide and then play Ugin. I don't think we need to do that now, though. We can just play Battlesphere and wait a bit. Let's go land. 4, 5, 6, 7. Battlesphere. Then go for the upkeep tap on the Colonnade. Now we have really good blocks. Even if they kill our Battlesphere, we can chump block and buy a lot of time for the Ugin. And if we ever find Tolarian Academy, we can just absolutely go off. Although maybe High Tide plus Turnabout is already enough to absolutely go off. Tap their Colonnade. So let's see. Next turn we play High Tide. 8 mana, 9, 10. Untap all our lands for 4. We have 6 left. Then we get 16, 17, 18. Plus 6 mana just for artifacts. So we can just play both of these. Or we could just cast Ugin normally if we draw land, and that might be better. and save this for the memory jar turn. We'll see what they do here, though. Fractured Identity of the Battlesphere. Okay, that's actually really good for them because that doesn't die to our Ugin. Now we need to find our upheaval. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. No attacks. So we want to find Mystical Tutor or Upheaval as soon as possible. We have a couple turns, but not many. We could just play the Ugin and -3. Then it will die to the Battlesphere, but that does buy us a lot of time. I think that's worth it. They will be able to kill this again, but I think it'll slow them down a lot. And with the memory jar in hand, we have more action. Although maybe, what if we just go for memory jar this turn? We're still not dead on board. We already played land, which is a little bit unfortunate because we could hit Tolarian Academy off of it. If we just throw away our Ugin now, that's not great. We could draw Emrakul. There's a lot of things we could draw here. And they don't have any mana available, so they can't counter it. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for it. So I regret playing this island. That was a misplay. Although it does give us more mana also. Let's play High Tide. Make a bunch of mana. Land. Untap. Then play Memory Jar. Crack the Memory Jar. And we have a ton of mana. So we can play anything we draw. Okay. That should do it. We already did play land, though. Wait, maybe... Oh, no. Going for Upheaval this turn doesn't work. It sucks that we're losing the Academy. Let's go Ancestral target ourselves. Looking for just more mana rocks. Okay, Bribery is great. Let's go Gilded Lotus. Signet. Bribery. Sun Titan doesn't have anything to get back at the moment, but it still seems better than any of their other cards. Then Mystical Tutor. It's unfortunate we're losing the Academy. I wish the Academy was already in the graveyard. And let's get Upheaval on top. They know about it, but I don't think they can do anything about it. And we have a decent board, too. And Ugin, remember, is in our hand still. So I think we're in a good spot. We can tap one of their lands again. Which I think we just keep on going for blue sources. Okay, Parallax Wave and Venser both would have been very good cards for them. Good to see those gone. We have quite a bit of mana here. 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're going to be able to... If they don't have a way to counter the upheaval or something like that, then they're going to be in rough shape. Oh, so nice. I just got a comment saying, sounding crisp, Papa. Hopefully the mic work I did is paying off. We actually don't have much to put into play post... Oh, wait, this doesn't kill us, does it? We saw this in their deck, and then they top decked it. So they can give Mirror Battlesphere plus 3/3 and flying. Attack us, hit us for 4 instantly. We go down to 14. And then this has 4 plus 4 plus 3 power. So it has 11 power. So okay, we do survive. All right, so I think we can win then. That's a scary draw. That was probably their best draw, but we should be okay. Yep, so this will become an 11 power flyer and hit us for 4. So we're going to go down to go to 3. And the reason that this is a close game is because Ancestral and Fraction Identity. Their deck is great. Our deck is great too. It should continue to be an epic match, but I think we are going to be pretty favored in this one. Oh, we can even attack with Sun Titan first and get Tolarian Academy back. That's sweet. We're a little bit low on cards in the library, but we should be fine. We have Emrakul in the deck. So we go to 3, take our draw step. The best draw would probably be just any piece of artifact mana. Oh wait, we knew what we were drawing, right? Let's attack with Sun Titan. Attack Elspeth. Bring back the Academy. Yeah, now we can just absolutely pop off. We can replay Ugin on turn 1 and play out all 3 pieces of our artifact mana and then still have port available to tap a land starting on... I mean, they'll get 1 mana on turn 1, 1 mana on turn 2, and then be down 1 on every single turn afterwards, post-upheaval. This is a strange attack. They know we're playing upheaval. These cards are both going back to their hand. I mean, this is a strange block. So that happens. That's totally fine. We'll float all our mana. Upheaval. So let's play Gilded Lotus. Orzhov Signet. Mox Jet. Ugin. And then just play Port and go to the discard. Next turn we can play Academy and go back to having infinite mana. So Mirror Battlesphere is gone, but we still have Emrakul to close out the game. We have, if we play the Academy, we have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. That's actually exactly enough to cast him. And Daze is gone. They have the Karakas, I guess, so they can just keep on bouncing it. But I still think we're in really good position. We have Ugin down. This could just win in a few turns with pluses. We could also steal the Student of Warfare and start leveling it up with Gilded Lotus. That honestly doesn't seem too bad. That speeds up our clock a lot. If we draw a brick, I think I will do that rather than just, I mean, we could also just plus and kill the student and save the control magic, but I think we want to just push the advantage now. We don't want to give them a bunch of time to hit land drops and rebuild. There's the Emrakul. Okay. I think we just play that then. Now, yeah, we're definitely doing that over. Control magic. 8, 9 mana. Plus here. Actually, we should have just gone at the face. We could kill that for free with the attack, but I don't think we're really losing from this position either way. We can just pass, not play land, go to discard, and discard whatever their most important card is. There we go. We had Ugin down, then they played their first land. On turn 2, we play Emrakul. Seems pretty good, so we're playing against blue-white. They're sort of blue-white mid-range. In terms of counter magic, they have Daze, Remand, Miscalculation, and like Venser as a form of sort of counter magic. So they don't have permanent counter spells. That's good. Like they don't have the card counter spell or mana drain or stuff like that. At least much of it. Monster Mentor is good against us. We don't have much removal. Parallax Wave is good to know about, and then Fractured Identity is of course very very strong, especially against us. Like we have really expensive cards that are not good against Fractured Identity, but there's not much we can do about that. I think we just run it back. This should be a pretty good matchup, even though they do have the Fractured. We can just go over the top of what they're doing, and they don't have very good answers for upheaval. Richard Port has been an all-star so far this league because really in the early turns we're not doing much other than just playing mana. So if we can develop our mana while porting them every turn, and then by the time we both start casting our full spells, ours are just like bigger and better, then that's a winning combination, and has been so far. Another matchup where Pyroclasm or Wrath of God could be nice, or like Chupacabra. I mean, honestly, the black package is pretty solid, but with no fixing and with High Tide, I think we just want to keep our powerful and proactive game 1 plan. If we had 2 Wraths of the same color, I think I would do that. So if this Pyroclasm was Day of Judgment, or if the Wrath of God was like Anger of the Gods, then that's sort of funny. Wrath of God, Anger of the Gods. But then we would bring that in. Okay, got a bunch of signets and an Ancestral Recall. That seems good to me. We do need to find a second blue source, or a second land, but that should be doable. We get 5 looks. Nice. No 1-drop is, of course, what we would like to see. We draw our second land. We might have to discard a card to hand size, but it's still worth it to go for the Ancestral here. Nice. Workshop was the best thing we could have drawn. You want Workshop early and Tolarian Academy late. Let's play Signet. Signet. Oh, this is sweet. We can play them all. Red and white mana. Abrade the first Signet. Okay, this is fine. They kill 1 Signet in the time that we play 3, right after we got a 3-for-1 from our other source. So 3-for-1 on cards, then 3-for-1 on mana. Now we pass. Next turn we can play. See, we'll have 7 mana. So we can either play Jar or Solemn. I kind of think I like playing the Solemn first, just continuing to develop the mana. Ooh, yeah, definitely playing Solemn now. Another island is not really what we wanted. Solemn Simulacrum. Now we pass turn. So we have High Tide Turnabout, so we could go for a pretty big Memory Jar turn immediately. But the longer we wait, the better, because every single turn we're adding essentially 4 mana. Okay, Firebolt or Solemn. They're going to hit us for 6 with the Geist. That's fine, though. They could have... Oh, Control... No, Control Magic doesn't help. Hopefully they play, like, some random 2-2. All right, let's draw a spell here. Mystical Tutor. That is good. That is very good. Do we just set up for upheaval next turn? We could go for upheaval this turn. No, let's just set up for upheaval next turn, I think. Yeah, we'll go mana, memory jar, pass turn. Remand. Okay, that's fine. We can't play that, but we don't really need to. Well, although we do need to find a win condition. Maybe, yeah, we could not go for the upheaval this turn. Wait a bit, go for memory jar first and try and get more stuff into play. They're representing Venter. This, guys, is a really fast clock. Yeah, we might need to go for memory jar immediately to try and find Ugin. Actually, no, we should just go for upheaval, I think. We'll have time to rebuild. The question is, do we need to use High Tide plus Turnabout for that? Oh, man, we're at 8. Okay, I think we should just go for max power now. Okay, yeah, against this, we really, even finding Ugin isn't that good. Let's just go for upheaval. Right, like we're not that likely to hit the Ugin off of the memory jar. So now we just need to decide how much of our ramp we need to go through. So we draw that. And now we could go... So the maximum mana we could make... We're not going to play an island first. So we're going to tap an island for High Tide. Tap all of our islands for 6 mana, 7, 8 off the Signet. High Tide, so we have 4 mana floating, plus 3 for artifacts. Untap all our lands, add 8 more, that's 12. Then we can play like upheaval, memory jar, but we're not cracked. We can already play all our signets out. What if we just played nothing? Just don't play High Tide or Turnabout, save them both in hand. The problem is they're going to be a lot worse when you have fewer lands in play. But I think that's fine. I think we should save these. So let's go 6 mana, floating 3 for specifically artifacts. Yeah, we can play both of our signets out. Let's just go for this. Oh, they could have days, though. They could have days. They have 2 cards. Maybe we use the Turnabout but save the High Tide. Yeah, I think that's worth it. You need more lands in play for Turnabout to generate mana. And this way we get plenty of artifact mana for things post upheaval. So Turnabout lands. It's sort of weird to be giving up so much mana with a High Tide, but I don't think that mana is actually going to be very valuable for us. Based on the fact that there's a pause here, that makes me think they might have days. They do. All right, really good thing we didn't just go for the upheaval. So let's pay white for days. And go land, untap. Oh, dang it. We have to use our High Tide now. Or play our island first, but let's use the High Tide. Okay, so they got us. They make us use the High Tide, but that's still okay. Play upheaval. And go Signet. Signet. Memory Jar. And then Island Pass. And now the problem is, like, we're ahead, but we don't have any pressure. We can control magic a play, but we need to find more acceleration, I guess. Yeah, honestly, we're still probably behind, actually. They play Student of Warfare. We're at 8. Hopefully we draw some piece of mana. Like acceleration, not land. Inspired Idea. Honestly, I'm considering cracking the jar now and trying to find some acceleration if we have Inspired Idea as more card draw. Yeah, let's do that. If we could find Tolarian Academy, that would be really big. This could brick, of course, but I think it's worth it. I think we're under enough pressure that we need to make proactive plays and try and make things happen. Whoa, okay, that was exactly what we wanted. Yeah, that's great. We do lose Ugin, but I think this is worth it. So 5 mana. Gilded Lotus. Signet. Walking Ballista for 1. And then we can just dump all our mana into the Walking Ballista if we want to. Next turn, we're not going to trade this with a Student of Warfare. All right, great turn for us. That was a 5 mana draw 5. We were able to play 5 of our 7 cards. And now if we draw Tolarian Academy ever, we're just absolutely set. We'll see what they lost. Ooh, both Fractured Identity and Ancestral Recall. That's very good for us. How much mana do we have next turn? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can play Inspired Idea and still have plenty of mana left over. Box. So we go to 7. They need something pretty good here. Just level up Student is not good. If this happens, that's fine. We'll just control magic it. Dig through time. Good draw, of course. Do we just fire that off, actually? I think we wait a bit. Let's go Island. Make some mana. Cast this with Cleave first. No. Let's see. We have 4, 5, 6. We could level up the Ballista a couple times. I don't think that's worth it. I think let's play this with Cleave. In which point, or we could just play the Dig, but I want to leave all the card types in the graveyard. I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. We are going to win this game. We'll play this with Cleave, draw 3 cards. There's Everflowing Chalice. I think we just wait, though. Let's just control magic this. I guess we just play Chalice for 1 and then control magic this. Yeah, sure. This means we can't play an absolutely massive Chalice next turn, but I don't think we need that. In terms of top end, we do still have Mirror Battlesphere and Emrakul in our deck, and then we also have this Ballista in play. And with the Dig Through Time, we should be able to find one of those for very cheap next turn. Wow, we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana rocks, 2 creatures, 3 lands, and an enchantment in play. They have 2 lands. Looking good. We do need to actually finish off their life total pretty soon. But I think we should be able to do that if we find Emrakul. I mean, yeah, they're just dead next turn if we go dig into Emrakul, which we should be able to do. And they have no board, so I'm not too worried about dying to any sort of random damage stuff. Geist of St. Draft, okay. That can hit us for 4. I guess we could die to land Bolt after that if we don't find the Emrakul. But we should be able to find the Emrakul and shut that down. Another Highland, okay. So let's play Dig Through Time. What do we want to exile here? See, we can take out, do Signet, Memory Jar, take a couple instants. We have 2 sorceries. Nice. So we could still keep 6 card types. I guess we could have also delved away Ancestral, but this works. Okay, Port or Academy plus Emrakul definitely finishes the job. So let's play the Academy. Float as much mana as possible. Play Emrakul. Then we can level up the Ballista twice and level up the Student of Warfare once. I don't think there's anything they could do to get out of this. They could have a board sweeper, I guess. That's the one thing. Actually, yeah, if they have a board sweeper, there's not much we can do about it. Unless they also have a counterspell or something. But we'll put some stuff into this. Put some more stuff into the Ballista. Level this up once, and then we'll attack with the Ballista. They can block if they want to. They should block, because we can just kill this for free next turn. All right, do they have the Wrath? No, and we can set the top of their library, so we should be able to win this. Let's just go attack with Geist to kill their Geist, and then play Mystical Tutor. Or just play the Tutor first. They don't have a Wrath. They don't have anything that... Well, actually, yeah, we can give them Disenchant, and then they have no way of beating the Emrakul we have on board. Yep. So we block here and here. And then yeah, there's no way they can do anything. We know exactly what they're drawing. They can disenchant Walking Ballista or their control magic, and neither one of those will do anything. This deck is looking very good so far. Having Academy plus Workshop is really good. Looks like the opponent is conceding. All right, so yeah, this deck has got the clean sweep. I think we went 6-0, I believe. Let's pull up the deck list. This was our Trophy 6-0 blue artifact deck. That was quite strong. We didn't have Tinker, we didn't have Emery, and we didn't have Urza, or Urza Saga, which are all 3 cards that are sort of hallmarks of this deck in general. But we had everything we needed. It started with the mana. Having 4 signets was great. Only 1 blue signet, but that was okay. And then having Everflowing Chalice and Moxjet for 6 very cheap accelerants. Also having the Workshop and the Tellurian Academy to really go off with those things. We had some solid mid-range threats. Bribery won some games. And then just like great top end. All the top end we needed. Sundering Titan would have been a good addition. We had no way to interact with lands, but still very strong. The High Tide and Turnabout package overperformed, I think. There was a couple situations where it let us play much, much faster. And when we have threats that can just take over the game on their own, it doesn't really matter that it's a 3-for-1. Like, you are spending 3 cards to cast that card, but when that card is Emrakul, you don't care. And just the pure mana generation was amazing with that. Mystical Tutor was pretty solid. It was mostly getting Upheaval, but there was, like, in theory, there's times where you'd want to get Upheaval, Bribery, Turnabout, Ancestral, and High Tide. All of those, or maybe even Take Through Time sometimes. So definitely a good Mystical Tutor deck. Relic of Progenitus was nice just as like a cheap artifact, although I guess we didn't draw it that much. But yeah, this deck was sweet. Got the trophy. That's trophy number 41. Now we're only 5 back. Like 2 days ago, we were 11 back. But I've been on quite a nice run. Hopefully we can keep that going. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.